What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I have a lot of news to cover in regards to Dragon Ball FighterZ, Xenoverse 2, and Dokkan. So sit tight and just kind of, I guess, go to the part that you'd like. In fact, in the comment section below, can somebody please link the timestamps when I talk about FighterZ, Dokkan, and of course Xenoverse. That way it's a lot easier to people access to stuff that they only care about. As always, much love to Shonen Games for providing the scans. Any important links that I discuss will be in the description below, so make sure you click that. And two, let me know what you're most hyped for between the news for Dokkan, FighterZ, and Xenoverse 2. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the like button below as well, because we have a lot of hype news to talk about. I challenge you guys to get past 3,000 for the hype. Speaking of hype, Xenoverse 2 DLC 5 just became actually really dope. Remember DLC 5, the one that we all kind of like disappointed with, the Buran Buhan and the mentor quest for Zamasu? Yeah, there's more. There's a lot more. And apparently, there's even more beyond the scans that were just shown off on V-Jump. I don't know what else they're going to reveal yet over the course of the next couple weeks, but the second I find out more information, I will let you guys know. But V-Jump just revealed 3 bits of news. First one being Tapion and Android 13. Tapion has been one of my favorite characters of all time. I don't really talk about him that much, but in Tenkaichi 3, he is like my go-to character because he's just been such a beast. And he's actually being added to Xenoverse 2. That has me hyped. Like, I'm already sold on DLC 5. Last week, I was kind of like, about DLC 5 just because the Buran Buhan were lacking, especially after they showed off the gameplay. But now seeing that Tapion and Android 13 are in this game, okay, I'm sold. Along with that, we're also getting 2 new costumes, which consist of Topo and Ribrianne from Universe 11 and Universe 2, Ribrianne being from Universe 2, and obviously Topo being from Universe 11, and a brand new Coliseum mode thing. Now, if you guys remember, Coliseum mode was initially teased in the Switch version of the game. If you bought the game on the Switch, you'll notice that there's like a little thing floating in the sky that just says coming soon, but there's no information on it. Apparently, it is a new mode which features an RPG-style figure fight amiibo type of thing. I'm not really sure. There's no details on it, really. We just see a couple screenshots that show off like a Pokemon-style turn-based fighting system or something. Reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball Heroes as well. And that's going to get released at some point as well. And I believe this is actually part of the free update, according to what information and reports are saying online. So again, no word yet on how this is going to actually break down, but I'll try it out, I guess. That one was kind of random because Xenoverse 2 and the Xenoverse series in general is more of a fighting game, and this is a different mode, completely different as opposed to what we just spent the last 3 years playing. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. But the big news obviously is going to be Tapion and Android 13. I think that right there is going to add the longevity that I was always talking about. See, when it comes down to DLC, I'm always down for DLC that adds on to the game after release. So for example, when you give us a DLC pack that gives us story mode elements and new costumes and characters, yada yada yada, story mode is cool, but it's what you play after you're done with that, because story mode you can only play like once or twice before you get bored of it, but the characters afterwards are what adds the real longevity. So Tapion and Android 13, thumbs up. On top of that, we're also getting the Buran Buhan as well. On top of that, we still have the free update as well, which we have no idea what it's going to be inside it. I mean, I assume like the last couple of DLC releases is going to consist of patches and balances and free costumes and attacks, stuff like that. I'm pretty confident that Tapion and Android 13 are going to be part of the paid DLC, which again, as a right now, consists of Zamasu quests, Buran Buhan, Tapion, Android 13, and then the free update for now, I feel like it's going to be the Ribrianne costume, the Topo costume, as well as the Coliseum mode, which I still have no idea what that actually does, but I think that's how it's going to break down. On top of that, there's a rumor going around that they're going to address the netcode, which has me excited. If that ends up being true, I'm all for that, because like the thing about Xenoverse is it's a fun game, but all it takes is that one annoying online connection match to get into, and then you just kind of put the game down for a couple hours. That's been basically my experience the past year, so if they end up fixing that, bruh, I'm all for DLC 5. And apparently there's even more. I don't know what else is going to be planned as far as DLC 5, but there's more information that has yet to be revealed. So the second I find out anything else that's going to be released in this pack, I will let you guys know. Something else I do want to point out before I get to the next topic is this is not going to get covered in the Season Pass. The Season Pass only covers DLC 1 through 4, as it actually says on the DLC Season Pass information. DLC 5 is a brand new thing they're doing outside of what was already planned, and as long as they do more content in the future where they actually have fulfilling stuff where it's more than just like 1 or 2 characters, I'm all for it. When we saw DLC 5 a couple weeks ago, it was like, oh, that's it? Just the Buran Buhan? It felt very disappointing, but now seeing this, it's like, okay, so we're getting 4 characters, a brand new mode, costumes, all that stuff, whatever. You know what, Dimps, do your thing. If you want to do a DLC 6, by all means, go for it. In fact, I would not be surprised, since we've seen it Ribrianne and the Topo costume, I would not be surprised at some point in the future, next couple months, they end up revealing Topo, Jiren, Ultra Instinct Goku. fingers crossed, to be honest. But if anything in regards to that gets announced, I'll let you guys know. But something I do want to point out, that this is extra DLC that is not covered as part of Season Pass. I have no idea what the price is yet, but the second I find out anything, like I said, I'll let you guys know. And oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to talk about the moves. As far as the moves, I'm sure they're going to be linked to the characters that are going to be part of the DLC, which right now consists of Tapion, 13, Dabura, and Buhan, which I'm excited about because I want to see more sword-based moves. Weapon-based super attacks have always been really, really cool in the Xenoverse, so if they end up adding more of those based on the characters that we see right now, I'm all for it. And one last thing to mention is, at some point in the next couple weeks, I'll have another video that breaks down what's going to be part of the paid DLC versus the free DLC. As always, Bandai Japan just tends to be kind of confusing with how they release this information. It's just, hey, here's all the DLC 5 stuff, and then they later reveal this is paid, this is not. Again, my theory is, as far as the paid DLC, it's going to consist of Tapion, 13, the Bora Buhan, the Zamasu Mentor Quest, and then probably like a new story mode element. And as far as free stuff, it's going to consist of the brand new moves, the Coliseum, yada 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 yada. So keep an eye out for that at some point in the next couple weeks, and the second I find out more information, I'll let you guys know. Now let's talk about fighters. We have a lot to cover in here as well. First things first, the release date. February 1st is the official release for Dragon Ball FighterZ, but I do want to point out that this is Japan only. In the past many Dragon Ball games, I should say, actually, they've always gotten the games first, and then like a week or two afterwards is when the rest of the world gets it. So I do want to point out that the same thing might happen again, but it's not confirmed. But February 1st is the official release date, and at least I can once again confirm that February is when we all get to play it at some point, so keep that in mind. They also revealed that Nappa and Captain Ginyu are going to be playable characters in the game, and before you think, Rhymestyle, I don't even care about those characters, why do they matter? I have to remind you that this is Dragon Ball FighterZ we're talking about. Every character the Arc System Works is working on is uniquely crafted and different as opposed to the last character that was revealed, which the last characters that were shown off were obviously Yamcha and Tien. So why do you care about Nappa and Captain Ginyu, you might ask? Well, Captain Ginyu is cool because number one, he does have the body change, which probably seems to be his level 3 attack based on the scans, and two, he uses the Ginyu Force for attacks. So that means, I guess we can officially confirm that people like Bird or Jace, Guldo, Raccoon probably will not be playable in the game. However, as part of Captain Ginyu's moveset, they actually can be summoned for specific attacks. So I think that's really, really cool. As far as Nappa, he doesn't have anything fancy like that, but he does have a Cyberman, which is kind of cool. And according to the scans, from the looks of it, the Break Cannon, which is his mouth blast, seems to be his level 3 attack. As of right now, the time we recording this video, there have been officially 15 characters revealed, which consist of Super Saiyan Goku, Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Blue Vegeta, Teen Gohan, Cell Frieza, Majin Buu, Future Trunks, Piccolo, Krillin, Android 16, Android 18, Yamcha and Tien, and of course the two newest ones, which consist of Captain Ginyu and Nappa, which now makes a total of 17 characters. And that leads me to believe that the final roster size will probably be around the size of like 30, 35 characters, maybe 40 at launch. I'm not really sure, but in that neighborhood, which I think is actually really solid for a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ. In the comment section below, I want to know for you guys, how many characters do you think will be in Dragon Ball FighterZ? Take your best guesses down below, and whoever guesses it and calls it, I want you to come back to this video in a couple months and, you know, tweet me this video and say, hey, I called it, or send me a screenshot or something. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the story mode. We have a small tidbit that explains how the events are going to unfold in the game. So according to V-Jump, the main characters like Goku, Krillin, Frieza, yada yada yada, all are going to fall, and when they wake up, they're going to be linked with you, the player. Basically, your spirit becomes the characters. It's kind of weird. And that's how the story mode is going to get explained as it goes from chapter to chapter, from character to character, yada yada yada. It doesn't really make much sense, but it does say as you build your bond with the characters, you get to hear special things like, for example, if you are playing as Yamcha, you get to hear him say stuff like, I want to get married. Or if you were playing as Vegeta and you build a spirit, then Vegeta will reveal secrets like, Bulma has a nasty personality, yada yada yada. I don't really know what that means. I mean, it sounds cool, but until I really play it myself, I can't really judge it that much. But it's kind of how they're going to work the story out as opposed to the last couple games where you obviously control your own created character. So that's how it's going to work. And finally, we got some Dokkan Battle news as well. So for that, we're going to head over to the Dokkan Battle subreddit for a brand new mode, Super Battle Road. Now, at the time we record this, I have no idea what it actually is. The only information that the Dokkan Battle subreddit actually gathered was you can only use mono teams, so agility, strength, yada yada yada. There's 10 stages, and rewards for clearing each stage will have a new kind of reward. My theory is we're probably going to have some kind of new currency that you can use in Baba Shop for like different items, Elder Kais, yada yada yada. But it's all up in the air, and the release date seems to be around the 28th of this month. As far as global, nothing yet. Just hang tight. To those wondering where Battlefield is, it's probably never come back because Battlefield was just not a fun mode. On top of that, I think they deemed it a failure. So with that said, we'll probably never see Battlefield ever come back. But this seems fun, and it's not PvP, but you know what? Anything new that they give to Dokkan, I'm down to try out. So with that said, more information to be released. I know, that was a terrible, terrible joke, but whatever. with that said, it's pretty hype news. It's literally 4 in the morning. I'm already recording this. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys are more hyped for, the Xenoverse news, the Dokkan news, or the Dragon Ball FighterZ news, and we'll discuss down below. Of course, leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and any other information I get over the course of the next couple weeks / the future, I'll make sure to report on this channel. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hang around for some more Dragon Ball talk over the next couple months. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.